welcome back. Now when you are navigated to this web view, which is a browser view, Appium cannot handle this. Appium can do, but there will be lot of unstable automation when you use Appium on your web browsers. So from native app, if you switch suddenly to any browser view, then you have to tell to Appium that I am no more in native app and ask Appium to switch the context to the web view. So when you switch your context to web view, Appium will inject Selenium APIs and you can use Selenium language to work on that web view with stable results. Because Appium is more specifically focused on native app, but when you render web view on your app, then you will not get much objects to actually find and handle that web. So because of that instability with Appium, Selenium can take and do this work better. So that's the reason Appium guys is asking us to switch the context from native to mobile through your code and let me know that you are in web view context, so that I will enable Selenium API and it will, and then if you start writing Selenium code, it will work. Again, when I say Selenium, there is nothing difference between Appium and Selenium. It's all still find elements, by.id, click, everything is same. It just invokes underhood Selenium API, that's it, and disable Appium specific capabilities. Now, how do you tell to your Appium code that you are not in the native app, or if you want to switch your context to the web, you have to tell explicitly to Appium. So then only it will help us to inject that Selenium stuff. Now, let me go to my browser and show hybrid app, Appium, type this and go to their official website, this one, Automating Hybrid Apps. They have given neat documentation on showing how to switch your context when you are in web view and when you are dealing with the hybrid apps. Okay. So here with Java, you have a method called getContextHandles. Okay, so you are asking your Appium to get how many context this app is currently having now, and it will print two contexts, one is native and one is web view, because this getContextHandles method will scan your app and it will tell the nature of your app, like how many context this app can handle. So contexts are nothing but when you are in native view, specific mobile view, this context is called as a native app context, but when you move to your browser view, in that context we called as a web view context. Okay, so first try to read and understand how many contexts you have, print all them, and thereafter once contexts are printed, now if you want to switch to the web context and whatever the name it got printed for web, you have to give the method called driver.context, and in the parenthesis you have to provide the context which you want to switch. Now for example, when you do getContextHandles here, two are printing if it is a hybrid app, one is native and one is a web view. You have to carefully grab the ID whatever it printed with getContextHandles. And now if you want to switch your Appium driver to web view context, then you have to use a method called driver.context and pass that web view ID into this, so that Appium understands that this guy is looking to switch to context of this web view. Okay. So once it is done, hereafter you can enjoy your Selenium stuff. You can bring CSS selector, name attributes which are not allowed in Appium. When you try CSS and name by.name, Appium does not allow it, because Appium allows XPath, ID, class name, okay, UI automator. There are few locators which Appium allows, but once you switch your context, it reads and invokes activate Selenium profile here, so that you can happily use CSS selector name and few more locators and continue your testing. Okay, so this is the concept if you want to deal with hybrid apps. Now after you perform some operations, if you come back again to mobile app, then you have to again deliberately switch, saying context method, switch to native app again, so that it understands that that guy is back to Appium and it will enable Appium mode. Okay, this is how you need to work. So let's do this practically and see how this works. So let me create one more class. Okay, so I'll remove all this calculation code. Oh, not this one, fifth one. This is no more required because we are not summing up anything here. Count 0. Sum of products is also not required. Let mobile gesture stay here, that will not affect. But still, I don't want to waste time in selecting terms of conditions, waiting, and then I'll remove this. Okay. Now after you click on that button which navigates to web view, now let's start writing the code and see the context handles. Driver dot get context handles is a method, but you see that return type of that method is a set. It is using set Java collection as return type. Remember this. So set string some contexts. So all the context handles, what all this app can handle, are now stored in this context. Now if you want to print by retrieving all the context present in this set, okay, set is nothing but collection of strings. So all the strings, whatever context it has written, it has stored in this set Java collection, which is nothing but context variable. Now let's loop through this context and print our desired value. For context name, context, what is this step? This is not enhanced for loop, which is similar to what we write in the previous lectures as well. So basically from this context, there are set of contexts stored in this, right? Retrieve each and every context on every loop. If there are total 2 contexts, in every loop one of the context will be retrieved and it will be stored in the context name, and it is available inside this block. So once in every loop one of the value is getting stored here, and you just print whatever it got stored in this context name, that's it, so that we will know what all context present in this app. So let's run this sample code and see what are printing in the output. Then we can take those context IDs to switch to the web view. Okay. Okay. So execution started. After selecting that button, so right now we are getting only native app, we are not getting web view context. Do you know why? Because it selected that button, but browser is still rendering. It is not fully converted into web view. Before it browser opens up, you are doing it very quickly, and then it's saying that, hey, currently I can see only native app. The problem is that it's before the web view is completely open, we are pulling up this code. Okay, so let me show you that. So right now when you pull up the context, it will say native app only because there is no web view here. But after you select this button and the Google page opens up, you are officially in the web view, and then that also will show up here. Now after clicking on this button, you are checking immediately, but here it's not still open, so it's treating that there are no more web views. So put some sleep, maybe at least 7 seconds I guess, because it takes some time to open the web view mode. So after it opened, and now when you try to use this context handles, you might see web view also as an option here. Okay, so let's run this again and see. I'll pause this video until you reach the last step because I don't want to waste the video duration. So give me a second. Okay, so we are reaching the last page now. So now after clicking on this button, it will wait for 7 seconds before it pull up the context handles from the app. So browser is now fully loaded, and now you see that you got two contexts here, native app and web view. Okay, these are the two different contexts you actually got on your mobile app, which confirms that it is a hybrid app. Now if you want to perform any operations in web, you can safely do that with Selenium, but only after you tell to your Appium deliberately that I want to switch to the context of this web view. Copy this carefully and put it here. Perfect. So this will help you to switch to that specific context. Now after you switch to that context, now you can go and continue your automation basically on that specific app. So obviously you will be in Google page, and if you want to enter something in edit box, so there is a famous locator which always say constant for this edit box, which is nothing but name attribute. Name equals to Q. You can verify through your web. Now if you want to know and grab the objects here, just go back to your browser and grab it there. Same objects will be applicable here as well. Or use that Chrome debugger which I have explained on real devices. If you remember, for real devices automation, I have used Chrome debugger where you can connect your mobile to the browser and inspect objects there. So please follow the same process in grabbing the objects there, but you can actually grab the objects from your web browser and that will reflect here as well. Okay. Now for example, for google.com homepage, so there is one famous locator which always stay constant, which is name. Where is that name attribute? Did they remove it? I'm sure they will not. Yeah, here you go. So I can simply say driver.findElement by.name and send some information into this edit box. Okay, you are doing this only after you switching your context, and then send keys hello. All right, so in the next lecture, let's continue our discussion and see how can we perform some basic operations on this web view and how can we switch back to the native app. There is one trick here. I mean, when I say trick, it's configuration related. You might see an error when you start performing some operations on web view. What are those errors and how to solve those, I'll be showing in my next lecture. Alright, thank you.